Imagine this. You've always been the nice one, the reliable one, the one who says yes when your gut screams no. And right now, someone is smiling at you, while quietly draining your time, energy, and self-respect. They don't feel guilty. They feel entitled. Today we're going to rip the mask off this silent slaughter and steel the blade back. Let's descend into the abyss, the poison they sold you as virtue. Most people live in a cage they call being a good person. They were taught that kindness is strength, that turning the other cheek is noble, that putting others first is love. Nietzsche saw through the lie 2 centuries ago. He called it slave, not nice morality. Slave, a morality invented by the weak to neuter the strong. A morality that glorifies the meek, the humble, the forgiving, not because it's right, but because it weaponizes guilt against anyone who dares to rise. You were never taught to be kind, you were trained to be harmless. And the world rewards harmlessness with exploitation. The colleague who dumps their workload on you because you're so nice about it. The friend who only calls when they need something. The partner who senses your fear of conflict and slowly tightens the leash. They don't respect your niceness. They use it like a key that opens your boundaries without resistance. Nietzsche wrote, "The man of resentment, that's you when you smile while being walked on, is neither sincere nor naive nor honest and straightforward with himself." You lie to yourself first. You call resentment being understanding. You call self-betrayal keeping the peace. And every time you do it, something inside you dies a little more. By the end of this, the Nietzschean diagnosis for sentiment and the inversion Nietzsche's hammer falls hardest here. He said Christian morality and the secular be kind culture that inherited it flipped natural values upside down. What was once good, strength, pride, self-assertion, nobility, became evil. What was weak, meekness, self-sacrifice, became good. This wasn't progress. The weak couldn't compete with the strong, so they poisoned the well. They made strength look ugly. They made power look sinful. They made you ashamed of your own vitality. This creates resentment, a seething, impotent hatred that masquerades as moral superiority. You feel it every time you say it's fine while boiling, every time you watch someone take without giving and tell yourself, I'm the bigger person. That's not virtue. That's spiritual cancer. Good people don't get taken advantage of because they're good. They get taken advantage of because they've internalized slave values and lost contact with their own will to power Nietzsche's term for the fundamental drive of life, the instinct to expand, to dominate your own existence. Without it, you become a walking apology. The price of niceness isn't just being used, it's becoming the kind of person who deserves to be used. Real-world slaughterhouses of niceness let me show you the anatomy of your own exploitation. Story 1, the workplace martyr. You stay late. You fix their mistakes. You never negotiate. One day they promote the shark who says no and takes credit for your work. You're shocked. Nietzsche wouldn't be. The slave expects reward for service. The master takes what he wants. Story 2, the family leech, the sibling who never grew up. Every crisis is your emergency. Your boundaries are selfish. Nietzsche. Pity is the most insidious form of self-contempt. You don't help them. You punish yourself for being stronger. Story 3, the romantic doormat. You forgive the disrespect. You understand their trauma. You shrink so they don't have to grow. Eventually they leave for someone who doesn't tolerate their bullshit. The kind person becomes the lesson. These aren't isolated incidents. This is the pattern of a life lived under invert. How to flip the script, becoming dangerous again. Flipping the script doesn't mean becoming cruel. It means becoming real. It means revaluing all values, exactly what Nietzsche demanded. Step 1. Kill the inner slave. Stop calling your fear empathy. Stop calling your cowardice patience. Start naming things accurately. Practice. Next time someone asks for something, you don't say out loud in your head, "This is an imposition." Feel the resentment. Don't suppress it. Let it speak. It's your will to power waking up. Step 2. Cultivate the will to power. Nietzsche wasn't advocating brute force. He celebrated the artist, the creator, the one who imposes form on chaos. Start imposing form on your life. Say no without explanation. Demand reciprocity. Pursue your own greatness unapologetically. The Bermensch isn't a bully. He's the man who has overcome the need to be liked. Master the art of noble distance. Create distance from energy vampires. Not out of hatred, out of taste. Nietzsche. One must be a sea to absorb a polluted river without becoming impure. Become that sea. Let their drama crash against you. Step 4. Revalue your suffering. Stop wearing your victimhood as a badge. Nietzsche suffered horribly migraines, isolation, illness, yet he turned it into "Thus spoke Zarathustra." Use your anger. Forge it. Stop being the nice person who suffers beautifully. Become the dangerous person who creates magnificently. Step 5. The daily practice of self-overcoming small acts of rebellion against your old programming. Negotiate one thing this week. Cut off one taker without closure. Pursue one goal that feels selfish and glorious. Every time you choose your power over their comfort, you participate in the revaluation of values. The dangers of the flip warning. This path is brutal. You will lose people. They liked the old, controllable you. You will feel guilt. That's the slave morality fighting for its life. You may swing too far into arrogance. Nietzsche himself warned against becoming the new tyrant. The goal isn't domination of others. It's self-mastery. Stay vigilant. True strength doesn't need to prove itself constantly. The eternal yes, Nietzsche's final message wasn't. It was a call to affirm life, all of it. The struggle, the power, the creation, even the suffering. Stop paying the price of niceness. Stop being the lamb that volunteers for the slaughter. Become who you are. The world doesn't need more nice people. It needs more dangerous, alive, sovereign individuals who create their own values and live by them. That is the flip. That is your redemption. Now go out there and make them uncomfortable. Because your life is not a sacrifice. It is a work of art.